it's January 26th, and here is your reading for today. The Hanged Man. This card screams pause and surrender to gain new perspective. You're caught between wanting to break free and fearing the cost. Classic tension, right? The Hanged Man demands you stop pushing and actually lean into stillness. Don't rush decisions or try to muscle through this dilemma. Instead, drop the control. Let yourself see things upside down, sideways, any way but your usual charge ahead mode. Maybe you've been delaying a big choice or stuck trying to force an outcome. This card says, hold up. Reflect deeply. What's the price of your current path? What might you miss if you don't slow down? The sacrifice here isn't about losing, it's about gaining insight. You knew this already, but surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing patience to avoid bigger mistakes. Next, the Chariot. This card shouts determination and willpower drive success. But hold on, it's a fine line here. You want to control the situation, push forward with confidence, but don't lose focus or get cocky. The Chariot is a call to lead with clear eyes, not blind force. You're probably feeling the urge to charge ahead, but watch out. If you let ego override strategy, you'll hit obstacles harder than you need to. Instead, steer the Chariot with precise focus. Push through challenges, yes, but stay flexible. Adjust your course if the road shifts. Control here isn't about domination. It's about harnessing your own drive without steamrolling what matters. This card urges you to own your power, but with wisdom. You're the driver now. Keep your hands steady on the reins. Finally, the Five of Swords. This card warns about conflict and the cost of victory. It's tempting to win every battle, prove your point, but are you alienating allies along the way? The Five of Swords says pick your fights carefully. Yes, you can come out on top, but at what price? This isn't about bravado or ego trips. If you push too hard, you risk losing the harmony you really want. Maybe you've already felt the sting, winning an argument but losing a friend, or pushing others away just to be right. Don't lie to yourself. The tension you feel now is real, but it doesn't have to end in isolation. Seek resolution when you can. Sometimes, stepping back from a fight is the real victory. Prioritize connection, not just proving you're right. So what's the story today, Aries? You're caught between charging ahead and pulling back. The Hanged Man tells you to pause and gain fresh perspective. The Chariot reminds you to harness your willpower with clear focus, not blind force. The Five of Swords warns that some battles cost more than they're worth. Don't rush. Don't bulldoze. Don't fight every fight. This is about smart moves, not just fast ones. You've got the power to steer your path, but the wisdom to wait and choose wisely will make all the difference. Hold on to that tension. It's telling you where freedom meets cost. And right now, you get to decide which way you drive. The Devil, reversed. Hold on, this reversal is a powerful signal that you're breaking free from chains that once held you tight. You're shedding toxic patterns, the ones that whispered lies and kept you stuck in comfort zones that no longer serve you. I'm seeing you actively cutting ties with unhealthy attachments. Maybe a relationship that drained your spirit or a habit you clung to out of fear, not freedom. You knew this already, but don't lie to yourself now. It's time to face those red flags head on and step into self-awareness like a warrior claiming their own light. Actually, no, this isn't just about recognition. It's about action. You're done tolerating the weight of what once controlled you. You might have felt trapped before, caught in cycles where your own ego and fears played puppeteer. But with the Devil, reversed, you're flipping the script. This card demands you release control in a different way, not by submission, but by reclaiming your power. It's about surrendering to the truth of your situation, so you can move forward unshackled. Remember the Hanged Man from before? That pause and surrender? This follows that energy perfectly. You've taken the time to reflect, and now you're choosing liberation over stagnation. Don't rush this process, but don't hesitate either. Freedom requires deliberate steps, quitting those habits, walking away from toxic ties, and refusing to let old fears dictate your path. That freedom isn't always easy. You may face moments where doubt creeps in, fear of change, the temptation to slip back into old comforts. But the devil, reversed, warns. Relapse into old patterns is the real trap. You have to stay vigilant. Your determination, like the chariots, will push you through. Lean into that focus and control you've been cultivating. Use it to keep your boundaries strong and your intentions clear. Conflict might arise as you set these new limits. Maybe old allies resist your transformation, or your own ego battles to keep you chained. That's where the Five of Swords energy from before comes in. Choose your battles wisely. Don't waste energy on ego-driven fights that only leave hollow victories. Instead, prioritize your long-term freedom and harmony. This chapter's message is sharp. Liberation demands awareness and action. The devil, reversed, isn't just about breaking free. It's about owning your freedom with fierce clarity. You're not a victim here. You're the liberator. You're stepping out of shadows cast by fear and into your own spotlight. Let go of what no longer serves you, but do it consciously. Identify those toxic patterns, face them squarely, and sever them with intention. It's a process where patience meets power, reflection meets resolve. You've already paused with the Hanged Man. Now you're moving forward with eyes wide open. So Aries, in this chapter, the story deepens. You're no longer just balancing impulse and reflection, you're actively choosing freedom over bondage. You're breaking chains, refusing old lies, and stepping into a new narrative where you call the shots. Keep that willpower steady, that focus sharp. The road ahead isn't always smooth, but the victory is real when it's earned by breaking free, not by clinging to control or ego. This is your moment to claim liberation and walk forward unafraid. Nine of Cups, reversed. I'm seeing a real clash here between what you thought would satisfy you and what's actually filling your days. This card reversed throws a spotlight on that empty feeling, even when everything looks good on paper. You might have chased some goals hard, big wins, shiny milestones, but inside, there's a hollow echo. It's like you scored a trophy but forgot why you wanted it in the first place. You're not just restless, you're questioning the whole game you're playing. Don't lie to yourself, this isn't about lacking success. It's about realizing those wins don't touch what truly matters to your soul. Hold on, this is a crucial pivot. The Nine of Cups reversed demands you stop masking dissatisfaction with more achievements or distractions. You knew this already from the tension between impulse and perspective we talked about before. Now, the card is pushing you to dig deeper. What desires have you been ignoring because they weren't flashy enough? What emotional needs did you sweep under the rug chasing external validation? You're called to reassess your true hunger. It's time to align your actions with values that actually nourish you, not just impress others or yourself superficially. Wait, I'm seeing this ties back perfectly to the earlier chapters. You've been working hard to break free from toxic loops, to reclaim power and control over your path. But here's the catch. Liberation isn't just about cutting chains or driving forward with willpower. The Nine of Cups reversed reminds you that freedom without fulfillment is an empty throne. It's like winning the battle but losing the war for your heart's peace. You might be tempted to double down on control or push through the discomfort, but no. Nine of Cups, reversed, warns against ignoring your inner voice just to prove a point or keep momentum. You need to pause and really check in. What's the cost of your current victories? The Five of Swords taught us about hollow wins and ego-driven conflicts. The Nine of Cups reversed is the emotional fallout from that. It's the quiet aftermath when you realize some battles left you feeling more alone or disconnected. Nine of Cups reverse says, don't settle for emotional voids disguised as success. You've got to reassess what fulfillment looks like on your terms, not someone else's checklist or fleeting desire. Let me rephrase that. This isn't a call to quit or give up ambition. It's a call to shift the ambition, to stop chasing more blindly and start asking, what's enough? The Hanged Man showed you the power of surrender and new perspectives. Use that wisdom now to realign. Don't rush decisions or ignore the signs. The Devil reversed warned about slipping back into old toxic patterns. The Nine of Cups reversed is a signpost. Staying busy with empty goals is one of those patterns. Don't fall for it again. You're right in the middle of this, recognizing the dissatisfaction while still holding on to the hope that life can be better, fuller. The key is concrete action. Reassess, realign, and release what no longer serves your true desire. Stop chasing validation and start chasing meaning. That's how you turn this hollow feeling into a deeper, lasting satisfaction. Aries, you've got the tools from your journey so far. Now use them to clear the emotional fog and find what genuinely fills your cup. Eight of Wands, reversed. Wait, this card is shouting, slow down, Aries. You've been racing ahead, right? Pushing projects, firing off messages, expecting swift answers. But now, walls are up. Miscommunications pop like potholes. Emails vanish into voids. Conversations twist out of shape. You thought momentum was your ally, but the Eight of Wands reversed warns, not yet. Don't force speed where the path is tangled. This is a moment to check your signals closely. Clarify what you want. Repeat yourself if needed. Don't assume others are on the same page just because you sent a quick text or email. You'll need patience more than power right now. The energy that once propelled you forward is stalling. But it's not failure. It's a necessary pause. You knew from the Hanged Man's lesson to surrender control for new eyes. This is exactly that in action. Look back at what you're trying to push through. Are you running from discomfort? Are you avoiding the deeper work the Devil reversed asked of you? Breaking chains, shedding old patterns. Eight of Wands reverse says these delays are not random. They're your universe forcing a reality check. Maybe you're holding on to a plan or relationship that isn't ready to move forward yet. Maybe there's a misalignment beneath the surface that you've ignored because you wanted quick wins. Don't lie to yourself about what's actually moving and what's stuck. The Nine of Cups reversed from before still echoes here, success without satisfaction. You might be sprinting toward goals that don't feed your soul. The Eight of Wands reversed says, slow down enough to ask, is this really what I want? Are these communications and actions aligned with your core values? If not, the delay is a gift. It's your chance to recalibrate, not to rush blindly ahead. You're at a turning point, Aries. This pause forces you to sort real progress from smoke and mirrors. The Five of Swords warned about picking fights that cost more than they're worth. Now, Eight of Wands reversed urges you to avoid conflicts born from impatience or misunderstanding. Choose your words carefully. Don't escalate tensions through rushed reactions. Instead, practice active listening and double-check details. This is not the time for ego battles, but for strategic patience. Hold on to your willpower from the Chariot, but redirect it. Instead of charging forward with brute force, use focused intention to navigate these delays. Reclaim control by mastering the pace, not by forcing the outcome. Sometimes steering the Chariot means easing on the reins, not stomping the gas. You're learning that control includes knowing when to wait. Actually, no, this slowdown doesn't mean you're stuck forever. It's a reset. a moment for deep reflection and realignment. The Hanged Man taught you to embrace suspension. The Devil reversed showed you how to cut toxic ties. The Nine of Cups reversed highlighted the hollowness of chasing empty victories. Now, the Eight of Wands reversed brings it home. Progress isn't just speed, it's clarity and connection. So, what do? Step back from the chaos. Revisit conversations. Reassess your goals with honesty. Don't chase after fast answers or quick fixes. Instead, cultivate patience and precision. That's how you turn delays into breakthroughs. That's how you avoid burning bridges in the rush. That's how you prepare for the next real surge forward. You're already aware of this, Aries. The universe isn't punishing you. It's protecting you. The Eight of Wands reversed is your pause button, your chance to get it right. Don't waste it. The world. I'm seeing a full circle moment here for you, Aries. The world demands you recognize completion. Not just an end, but a real integration of everything you've been wrestling with so far. Deep down, you were already aware of it. All those pauses, releases, and reflections, they weren't just detours. They were necessary steps to close a chapter properly. The world pushes you to celebrate how far you've come, even if the finish line feels a little blurry. Embrace that feeling of wholeness. Let yourself acknowledge the lessons, the sacrifices, and even the frustrations that shaped you. Don't downplay your growth by focusing on what's next just yet. The world insists you pause long enough to absorb this achievement fully before charging ahead. Hold on. This isn't about resting on laurels or freezing in place. The world invites you to look at your journey with new eyes. It's about seeing patterns you missed before, connecting dots between your past struggles and the wisdom you hold now. You've been wrestling with impatience, miscommunication, and those nagging feelings of emptiness despite success. Now, the message is clear. Those feelings were signposts, not roadblocks. You're ready to integrate those lessons into a fresh cycle. But beware, the world warns against fear of new beginnings. Don't let the comfort of closure turn into resistance to what's next. You've got to move forward, but from a place of grounded understanding, not anxiety or haste. Let me rephrase that. The world is the pivot point where reflection meets action. The earlier stops, like the Hanged Man's call for surrender and the Devil Reversed's liberation from chains, all feed into this completion. You've released what no longer serves you. You've slowed down to catch your breath. Now it's time to consolidate that freedom into a new identity. The world's energy feels like a reward, but also a challenge. Can you hold this hard-earned clarity and use it as a launching pad? If you rush, you risk repeating old mistakes. If you hesitate, you stall your momentum. The world tells you to find that sweet spot where confidence meets humility. I'm seeing a pattern here. Your previous cards urged patience through delays and miscommunications, like the Eight of Wands reversed, and cautioned against hollow victories, as with the Nine of Cups reversed. The world is the antidote to all of that. It's saying, yes, you felt stuck and dissatisfied, but that wasn't your final destination. You're moving into a phase where you can finally feel aligned, where your actions and values sync up. It's a full body, full mind integration. The world demands you recognize the significance of that. No more chasing empty goals or rushing past red flags. This moment of clarity is your turning point. It's the moment you realize what you must release isn't just old patterns or toxic attachments, but also the fear of completion itself. The fear that once you close this chapter, you'll lose part of yourself. The world calls you to trust the cycle. Endings breed beginnings. You're invited to step into a new story with eyes wide open and heart steady. That means embracing the unknown with determination, but also grace. So, Aries, here's your real task. Honor the journey by acknowledging completion fully. Take a moment, maybe a ritual, a journal entry, or a quiet breath to mark this transition. Let the world be your sign that you're whole enough to move forward stronger, wiser, and freer than before. You've earned this moment of integration. Now, step into it. The Hanged Man is still holding court here, Aries, reminding you not to rush what feels stuck. As mentioned in earlier chapters, like when clarity felt uncomfortable and the Hermit asked you to sit with it to grasp the bigger picture. But now, I'm seeing that pause isn't just waiting, it's a gateway. It asks you to drop old views you've clung to, even if that's uncomfortable. Actually, no, this isn't about passivity. It's about choosing reflection as a power move. The Devil, reversed, picks up this thread and whispers, "Break free." You've been wrestling with chains, maybe habits, toxic ties, or deceptions. Don't lie to yourself. Remember that reckless energy you're trying to justify with the Fool's Leap? It's not fancy or easy, but it's the real work that sets you free. You can't run from it. You have to identify what's holding you back and cut loose. Nine of Cups, reversed, throws a wrench into the picture. You might have ticked boxes, hit goals, but feel hollow inside. That's the danger of chasing validation without checking your heart's true compass. You've been striving for success, but what if success looks different for you now? This card pushes you to reassess what fills you up emotionally. Stop settling for shiny distractions or applause from others. This card, like the pattern you spotted but didn't name when the moon cast shadows. Because if it's the latter, you're still stuck in a cycle that the Devil, reversed, wants you to break. Here's where Eight of Wands reversed makes sense. Delays and miscommunications frustrate your forward motion. But it's not just bad timing, it's a sign to slow down and double. Check what you're saying and doing. Rushing will only trip you up now. So pause, clarify, and be patient. You're learning that speed isn't always your friend. This slowdown aligns perfectly with the Hanged Man's call for new perspective. Trust me, the universe is redirecting you, not punishing. Then the World steps in, a breath of fresh air signaling completion. You're on the brink of integrating all these lessons, Aries. It's about closing chapters with respect and gratitude, not fear or resistance. You've earned this, even if the path was messy. The World tells you to celebrate progress and prepare for what's next. Don't hold back because you're scared of the unknown. Instead, embrace this wholeness. You're not just ending a cycle, you're ready for new beginnings. The Chariot fuels this momentum with fierce determination. After all this reflection and release, it's time to assert control and drive forward with confidence. You've gathered your focus and willpower. No more distractions or doubts. You push through obstacles with clear intent. But watch for overconfidence. Don't bulldoze without checking your course. Keep steering with intention, not just force. Finally, the Five of Swords warns about the cost of conflict. Remember past battles where winning meant losing something precious? Five of Swords urges you to pick fights wisely now. Ego battles will only isolate you. Seek resolution, not domination. Harmony matters more than being right. This echoes earlier lessons about choosing your battles and balancing control with connection. You're integrating shadow work here, not just confronting what's dark inside, but managing how you show up in the world. So, Aries, the story you've been living is closing with a powerful invitation. The work you've been avoiding is the work that sets you free. You can't skip these steps: pausing, breaking chains, reassessing desires, slowing down, celebrating completion, pushing forward with clarity, and choosing battles carefully. This is your full circle moment. The Hanged Man taught you patience, the Devil, reversed, demanded liberation, Nine of Cups, reversed, challenged your fulfillment, Eight of Wands, reversed, enforced patience, the World celebrated your growth, the Chariot called for focus, and Five of Swords reminded you of the cost of ego. Take this integration seriously. Don't rush, don't settle. Face your shadows and own your power. The freedom you seek is on the other side of the work you've been putting off. Step into it. You're ready. Okay, that's all I've got for now. If this hit, you already know what to do. Please like, subscribe, tell your group chat. I'll see y'all soon.